Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your Zodiac Tarotscope reading. We are going to be doing what I'm calling a north, south, east, west reading today. We're going to be looking at what may be coming up on the horizon for you, what may be setting or ending for you, maybe some of your past life gifts that you can utilize this lifetime, and if you're on your path or if you're not, just some guidance there. So I'm going to be doing live tarot with each of these oracle cards that I have pre-pulled, I guess we'll call it, right? And just know that this reading is for you anytime you may happen to see it, all right? Regardless of the date it was recorded. But let's get right into this. So for the north, or what I'm calling north node, about your path, what it is that you love, what you're passionate about. For some of you, it could be the job, or it could be something that you do already in your life, even if it isn't work or career. And you just know that is what you were meant to do. You felt a calling, you followed it. Let's get some advice or guidance for that. Ignite. Opportunities flowing in. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty straightforward, Sagittarius. So, and with the 28 here, that's a 10, and I feel like maybe something has come to an end for you. Not everyone. Remember, there's many people watching this, but for some of you, maybe something's come to an end, and it's time to reignite that fire, that passion, because there's new opportunities coming up for you. For others, it's just getting the fire and passion going and keeping it going because there's new opportunities coming in for you. But let's get a little more info here with the tarot. 7 of Cups. Oh, wow. There's going to be a lot of choices for you. A lot of choices, Sagittarius, and I feel like that's something that you like, but at the same time, I want to say sometimes you feel overwhelmed by a lot of choices. You like that there's choices, but then you have a hard time making the right choice, or no, not even the right choice, maybe the best choice, okay? Because usually, I want to say, I don't know, are any of them actually bad choices? Like maybe you wouldn't want the cup with the snake in it, for example, unless you love snakes, then that's the perfect choice for you. So, you know, there are just going to be some choices that are better suited for you than others. And I think I want to say, Sagittarius, with you here and all this fiery passion, because you do have it, you're very enthusiastic and outgoing about things. I feel that you just may need to the advice here from Spirit is just slow yourself down. The opportunities are coming in, but it is not a race. You don't have to get there first, okay? You don't have to choose everything at once. Maybe write your choices down, whatever opportunities are flowing in. And you are an intuitive person, as we all are, Sagittarius. Use your intuition and your intellect. Have your heart and mind working together and figure out what would be best suited for me right now. And then take that. That doesn't mean, and I've said this before in readings, that you can't choose to do something else at a later date. I even had this personally with Spirit in my life because I wanted to do, as I'm learning about all of this and I was getting on my path, and I just wanted to do everything. And eventually I had to slow down because it was like becoming the jack of all trades, but master of none, we'll say. Okay. And I just felt I really needed to focus and concentrate on one or two over the others at this time. Okay, so that's the message for you, for advice and guidance. Now, what if you're still unsure? You maybe have some ideas, you know what's calling you, but you don't know how to start. You just want advice in any way. Let's see what this card is. Oh, it's I love everything with purple, you know, but freedom, live wild and free, choose your freedom, claim your independence. Well, I really feel I can say, Sag, that you do not have a problem with this for the most part, okay? Because when we look at a natal chart, being an astrologer, when we look at a natal chart, you know, not all signs are just what it says, because there are aspects, right? There are trines and squares and sextiles and conjunctions and oppositions between your natal planets that tie into all of that. And depending on what house they're landing in, and then with the, you know, the different aspects. So you're not just a Sagittarius who, for the most part, we say is just very outgoing, can sometimes stick their foot in their mouth, maybe a little too impulsive, but, you know, fun and loving. But maybe for some of you, based on other aspects in your chart, you aren't that freedom loving seeking person. You may be a little bit on the shyer side. Look, I know someone who is a triple fire, double Sag and a Leo, but those planets are in water houses. Sorry, those signs are in water houses. And then depending what planet is in there too, right? And it kind of drowns out the fire. So, telling you this for a reason. Some of you, you may need to turn up the Sag, okay? You may need to turn up the fire, ignite it. I like that ignite is over here. And live wild and free and choose your freedom and claim your independence. That is what is going to lead you to your path. For some of you, you may be, just to give you an example of what I'm trying to say here, is it's freedom that's holding you back, whether it's people or energy of an event or a situation, or just yourself not feeling confident. Something is holding you back from being able to set out on your path, on your journey. And it may be you're shy. It may be that you're unsure. But that is what they're saying. In order for you to claim this, and I feel deep down, you know that in a way, but something needs to be set free. Maybe it's people in your life that just, what's popping into my mind right now is that you have a partner, and that partner, whether it's a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, okay, your significant other, your significant one-to-one relationship, is that person who tells you you can't, or yeah, just you can't, in however way they may say it, but it's kind of a you can't, and that holds you back. Okay, so let's look at tarot here. The Devil. Well, interesting, that should come out. Look at how they're chained here. Okay, that's being chained to sometimes things you like. You may not be able to step out in freedom and independence here. Maybe it's monetary. Maybe for some of you, I'm giving examples so you can apply it how it fits to your situation, okay? Not making it fit, but how it already fits. This could be addiction. This could be addiction to shopping. And maybe right now, because you have an addiction to shopping and you love the cars and the clothes or whatever it is, okay? The tchotchkes, whatever, you don't have enough money to live. You need to keep the job you have before maybe you can start out on what it is that you really want to do. But you could ask yourself, if I can break free of that devilish energy, okay, could I maybe start what I want to do on the side? That will be a message for a few people, but you kind of get my understand. It's almost like this devilish energy being chained, feeling chained to or held back is what is keeping you from your freedom and from your path. All right, let's go to South Node, or South, which I'm saying is South Node. Do you have any past life gifts or gift that you're not utilizing for your best good in this lifetime? You may think of it as just something that you're good at, and so you kind of write it off. It's like what we call a trine in astrology. It's an effortless gift. You just do it, and you're just like, well, I don't know, I'm just good at that. But really, it's because you've done it before. And you may be really good at it, but you've just always been able to do it. So you're like, not a big deal. Let's take a look. Shower of blessings. Open yourself to receive. Pay it forward. The first thing I think of here when I see the money, I see the gifts, is you are really good at there's going to be a few things actually. I'll start. You're going to be really good at manifesting, setting your mind to something, asking spirit, God, source, universe, or whomever it is for you to help you. You work along with them. They help you do it, and you're able to manifest what it is that's good for you in your life. And that can be from gifts to money to just beauty, things, whatever, okay? Or it could be to help you get on your path, right? For others of you, you just may have that gift of giving. Not everyone has it because people don't have the temperament, right? The patience. They don't have that do good feeling, I'm going to say. It's just not in everyone. You may be a person who likes to pay it forward, but yet you don't even pay it forward. You do before you have to pay it forward, right? Like it's pay it forward. I always think if someone's done something nice for you, now you do something nice for someone else. I feel your gift is you're already out there doing nice things for people, whether that's coworkers, family members, the group you're in. Maybe you belong to a dart league. I don't know, right? You play a sport with your teammates. You are just that person who gives. And that is your gift. Okay, that is your gift. And because you are that person, Spirit sees that and they bless you. Okay, when you are out showering other people with blessings, the universe, God, source, whomever, bless you. But I just feel like I just look at this girl on the card and she just looks so kind, I want to say, right? She's happy. She's grateful. She wants to help other people. And because she does that, she will be rewarded. Let's get a tarot here to go with that. The Tower. I feel like you are the person, okay, who when people have hit rock bottom, when things have crashed down to the ground for people, when the tower blows up on a situation, an event in someone's life, you are the person who is there to help pick them up and help them to rebuild. And that is a beautiful gift. Spirit just wants me to say, please make sure that you also take time out for yourself, that you rest, that you rejuvenate, recuperate, that you take time to receive in your own blessings, okay? That you don't burn out, all right? But this is who you are. So don't try to stop it, okay? Don't try to stop it, Sagittarius. This is who you are. Don't fight it. All right, let's look at, and I've been making this joke with the piles. I'm calling this East. I finally figured out why. The first set of cards, the first group I didn't even know it. The second group, I'm like, oh, for whatever reason, I want this to be the East, even though it's the West. And then one day I was sitting thinking in between going, oh, it's because of astrology. This is the rising sign, right? Now I know why I want this to be East. What is rising up for you? What might be coming in for you? Choices. There is another way. Ask your unicorn or your spirit guides to help you find it. Now, the interesting thing here is this is going to be an event, a situation, something that triggers you, an energy coming in, where you're going to have to make a choice. You are going to have to look at it big picture, which is good for you, Sag, because that's something about wands, fire energy. They're able to look at things big picture and make a plan, right? Make a plan, because they are adventurous and they want to go out. So they want to see everything, right? Like if I have a choice of traveling, I don't want to just look at the 3 states or provinces or countries right around me. I want to look at everything around me, right? I want to look at the whole map, not just North America or not just Europe or not just Asia. Okay. So there is something coming up where you are going to have to make a choice. And the choice that you're making, I believe, will be a different way to do it. So again, if this is something that you, like maybe it's a situation or event that, 444 just come up on my clock, which I rarely say. I think this is the second time in all my 300 and some odd videos that I've ever quoted the time, but it is, so that might be something important for you. And this card is a 4, all right? So maybe it has something to do with a choice that's going to help to build something back up on a solid foundation, or set something or start something off now solidly or structurally sound or just stable, okay? There's another way to do it. So maybe you just need to, again, look big picture for that choice. Let's get another card here. Tarot, Page of Swords. Yes, pages are all new, young energy, and they love, it's always new. Everything they're coming up with is new because they're young, and they, I want to say in this particular case, I say something different usually every time, but it's like they're not jaded by anything. So they believe anything's possible. So, hey, some of them are great new ideas. Some of them, you know, may or may not work. But in this case, this is the Page of Swords. Swords is air energy, your thoughts, the way you think, the way you communicate, the way you take action about something. And you're doing it in a new creative way, like a new idea. It's going to be a new way of doing it. There is another new way of doing this. Okay, let's go to the west, or what is really east, but what is going to be coming to an end. Where is the sun setting? All right, we have not a clock. Time. I love this. This is not just a unicorn. This is a clock unicorn. And what is ending for you is time. So what does that mean? Interesting. Does that mean for some of you the time is finally up? And I don't mean by your life. That's not it at all. Interesting. This card comes out again in this position. It did for Scorpio, I believe, as well. But here, something's coming to an end. So what, like, is there a deadline on something, and that deadline is now coming up? Like, say, for example, you are paying off a loan. Maybe you're paying off your mortgage, paying off your car, paying off a personal loan. Those types, I'm going to say, like, those types of things where there's a deadline, there's an end date, and you know that end date from the start date. And that end date is finally coming up for some of you. I don't know why I'm going to say maybe, you know, the birth of a baby. You know, the baby's only staying in for 9 months. It's not staying in for 10. So, you know, maybe your due date is coming up. And that's what I feel this time is. There is something coming to end because the due date is up, so to speak. And there will be celebration at the end of this. So when you pay off whatever that is, for example, are you going to celebrate by, you know, taking that next month's payment and going on a little trip, or going out for a nice dinner to celebrate the accomplishment that you've made by paying that off? The birth of a child is always celebration. But I do feel it has something to do with like a due date, like you've known the end date since the beginning, and it's now coming to an end for you. Congratulations. All right, let's look at a little more tarot here, Sagittarius, for further clarification, confirmation, or maybe just for some of you, there is now an end date in sight, right? A date has been set, okay, where the time is going to run out, and this is a good celebratory thing for you. All right, let's get more tarot clarification, confirmation of what's on the table, further advice or guidance. First card we have is Ace of Rods. That's Ace of Wands. Love it. New beginning, a new inspired and passionate beginning, believing that there's possibilities out there that you haven't tapped into yet or taken advantage of yet, new opportunities. All right, it's believing that there is potential, and you can apply that in any of these areas, okay? The Five of Cups. I feel like it's kind of tying in up here with this Devil energy. Or here, like, okay, it can go anywhere, but what the Five of Cups, what I normally see here is he's just standing there kind of looking out. Well, I had 5 full cups, and 3 of them here are spilled, but it almost makes you feel like all of them have spilled. The other ones are behind. You're not even focusing on them. You're only focusing on what went wrong or what didn't work or, oh no, what do I do now? They want that energy to be left behind you. Look at the positivity that there is here in this reading for you. If you're willing to work on, take advice or guidance, they can't make you do any of this. You have to make the choice, right? We have choices back here. There is a choice here. There is another way, right? Something's coming to an end. You are, for some of you, that person who is optimistic and full of love and kindness. It doesn't mean you don't have times like this in your life, but it's being able to bounce back from them. This is you bouncing back, turning around and realizing, oh, my unicorn is still here. I still have something to ride. Great, I don't have to walk, and I still have 2 full cups. All right, there may be hope yet. That's where they want you to focus, okay? Let's get one more for you, Sagittarius. It's not over, right? It's not over yet. The Knight of Swords. Wow. So, look, we just have pages and knights and aces coming out here. I love this. The Page of Swords is taking off. It's like, oh, wow. It's like, all right, there's still hope. Hopping on that unicorn, getting your armor back on, and taking off, knowing where it is that you're going and what you're doing because you are clear. You are ready to achieve the goal. You are ready to take action here, all right? You are ready to take action. Look, she's riding her unicorn too. You can apply it to any of these situations. But what we're going to do now, Sagittarius, is we're going to pull a crystal. And these crystals, you're going to have to Google the healing properties, maybe the spiritual meaning, the regular meaning. This does not, as when I say healing, we'll say holistic because it doesn't override any medical advice or help, okay? But you may find, and I have been finding when I Google afterwards, it somehow ties into the reading for you. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit noisy, Sag. Just hang on here. If one falls out, that may happen. Oh, or 2 fell out for you. Okay, sometimes I end up grabbing one. This is Black Obsidian. And this is Flower Agate, A-G-A-T-E. So you had 2. How lucky. So look them up, Black Obsidian and Flower Agate, and see if they somehow tie in to your reading or if they just resonate with you in a different way that maybe didn't come up in the reading. All right. Thank you so much, Sag, for your time, and I will see you in the next reading.